All right, now members of parliament are to debate President Cyril Ramaphosa's fitness to hold office. The African Transformation Movement has tabled a motion of no confidence in him. The party says it's confident of support from other opposition parties. But of course, talking to us ahead of that motion of no confidence, rather on Thursday, is the ATM head of policy and strategy, Mr. Mzwanele Manyi. So good morning. Thank you for coming.
Morning to you.
Morning, absolutely. Let's start with just context on this issue, the reasons behind you tabling a motion of no confidence against the president.
Thank you for the opportunity. I think what must be clear is that we also started with this motion long before COVID. So the fact that Ramaphosa has destroyed the economy now is something new. But we started this before COVID. We had a whole range of reasons. One of the reasons is that when you looked at his objective performance, this is what we looked at, objective performance. You look at, I mean, this is a man that came with a ticket of clean governance and all of this. But the very first thing in the financial year 2018-19, we had a huge exponential growth in terms of the irregular expenditure, an additional 10 billion rand more irregular expenditure that put us into about something like 61 billion rand irregular expenditure. And again, the man misled the nation. This is what we said back in January. Then in December, he said that we would not have any load shedding by the 13th of January, which was not to be the case. And even the people that misled him to that in that decision in ESCOM, nothing was done to those people. That is poor leadership. We also had a business confidence index that took a plunge. I mean, beginning of the year, we were on some 34-year low in terms of business confidence. They will say, but where is this country going? If you look at the country debt to GDP ratio, back in January, we're already projecting something like 60%. So meaning that the country's own wealth was already getting depleted.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing, I mean, unemployment, beginning of the year, we're sitting at something like 30%. And all these things have even got even worse as we sit here right now.
Right, so you mentioned obviously that you tabled the motion way before COVID. I mean, that was back, COVID started by March, early or mid-March or so. We're in November right now. I understand you're not happy with the fact that the Speaker, Thandi Modise, has not responded timeously in that debate coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, no, a couple of things. Firstly, just to say that even during COVID, the performance of the Ramaphosa administration got worse. We are now sitting at a debt to GDP ratio projected to something like 80%. We are sitting with a much more gender-based violence that is increasing. We are sitting with a PPE corruption. The mess is going on. The economy has been totally destroyed, as it were. When we raise these issues with the Speaker to say we want a secret ballot in all of this, she's refusing with a secret ballot. And she comes up with flimsy reasons that it's not toxic enough. And we are saying the environment does not allow for a secret ballot. We give the reasons. One of the reasons is that, one of the things that the Constitutional Court spoke on is the issue of bribery and oily hands and all of that. That's a language that the Constitutional Court used. If you look at the real examples, or the concrete examples, we're sitting here with two members of parliament that are beneficiaries in opposition party.
You're talking about Deborah Mukweli here and Nkarisang.
Exactly.
From the EFF.
Are beneficiaries of Ramaphosa's
presidential campaign.
Exactly. Now, how many more are there? So how do you think those people are going to vote? Even if deep inside them, they don't want to support him, but because he has paid them, they have no choice but to vote in his...
But it seems you're also of the reason that even internally within the ANC, there may be factions or those who may want to vote against the president, but you feel they would not have that platform if done publicly.
And the clearest example of that is that if you look at what happened in Bloemfontein in that court case of ACE, where you had the head of state, the whole president of the ANC, by his own members, they were burning a T-shirt with his face on. That is almost like treason. It just shows the amount of toxicity, the amount of tensions that is there even within the ANC. Now, those people that were burning those T-shirts there have got representatives in parliament. How are those reps going to vote if secret ballot is acceded to? So we're saying the Speaker is really acting rationally.
If that secret ballot is not tabled or given to MPs to vote in secrecy, but publicly. What options do you have as the ATM?
Look, I've checked, in fact, with the president of the ATM coming through here to say, because we got notification late last night that the speaker does not want to review a position. The president said, I must make the clear announcement that the ATM is going to go to court on this. We're going to challenge the irrational decision of the speaker. We're going to challenge that the speaker wants to suppress democracy. We're going to suppress that the speaker wants to violate the oath of members of parliament who are supposed to vote freely with their conscience. The speaker is denying them that right, and we've given the reasons why we think that the open ballot in this particular case is not the appropriate thing to do. But the speaker is refusing, and without no reasons. She says in her letter, the environment is not toxic enough. What measure has she used to measure the amount of toxicity?
Mr. Mzwanele Manyi, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.